Hello, Meenal. Hello. So, hello. Hello, Meenal. Beautiful. अच्छा अजय अजय તમે हेलो मीनल हेलो
Hi.
हाँ can you hear me
Yeah.
hello is it audible
Yes.
मीनल
Yes.
please call Akhtar no
Okay.
to join Dhaval Dhaval hello
Akhtar
yes
is not picking up the phone. Just check again. He's
okay
not picking up. Hmm.
अच्छा okay
We might be in the meeting or something.
okay fine
joining?
Who?
Akhtar?
I don't know. You please try. Na? I'm trying Arpan Yagnik.
Okay, fine.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Arpan. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, yes. So, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Okay. Would you like to share your screen and you want to test it?
Can you see the screen?
Yes, yes, yes. Perfectly fine. 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 Thank you. So, how was your experience at Adinet workshop?
It was great. It was really, really nice.
Okay.
It was very satisfying.
Okay. Meenal? Hello, Meenal.
Hello, Meeta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
Akhtar
happened?
is joining within 3 minutes, 3 to 4
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Meenal, I'll introduce you to today's speaker, Mr. Arpan Yagnik.
Hello.
Arpan,
Hi, Meenal.
she is my colleague at Manlibnet, and she is
Okay.
working with Pune, IMCC Pune, Management Institute.
Nice.
Meenal, this is Professor Arpan Yagnik from Penn State University.
Hello, Professor Arpan. Nice to meet
Hello.
you. Actually,
Same
your
here.
topic is very interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope that the presentation is also as interesting as the topic.
So, how to exercise the mind and all.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I think sometimes the change of the topic itself is an exercise.
Correct. 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 We have to sometimes look in a different direction to find certain answers, and
Yeah.
it requires a certain type of training, because just by looking you don't get the answers. So yeah. And anyways, brain is the least exercised body part. So yeah. So how many people will be on this platform?
Actually, Meeta, today, how much is the registration?
On this
It's
platform?
actually total, total it is 1,500 from YouTube link and through this Google. So total it is near about 1,500.
And on Google Meet, there will be 250 participants, and our other participants will join from YouTube.
Perfect.
Right.
Oh, good morning. Good afternoon, Dr. Shri Kumar.
Hi. Where am I? Yeah, I'm here. I'm lucky today.
Yes, yes, we are lucky. So
the other session got over just at 1:10.
okay.
So I was wondering whether I will have my lunch or I can have it, maybe in the evening. So I grabbed quite fast and came. So thank you.
So Dr. Shivkumar, this is Professor Arpan Yagnik, today's speaker.
Hi.
Hello.
Very good. How are you?
I am very good.
In fact, me and your dad, we are very close friends. Shailesh ji, please convey my best regards to him.
Yes.
Arpan, he is a president Manlibnet.
Yeah, wonderful opportunity for us to interact, and we are very happy with you. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
It's not easy to get good speakers these days. And your topic is very interesting, very innovative, and this is exactly what librarians are missing actually. Do you agree, Dr. Meenal? Creativity.
Yeah, that's required a lot.
It is something which is very, very much needed, and because we always look from within inside only, we don't look outside. That's the problem.
Actually, few days back, Shailesh sir was discussing with me regarding you only, your work, nature of work, and what type of culture you are having at your work organization and all. So that was very interesting.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Professor Arpan was sharing that exercising brain. Nobody is doing exercises of brain, and we do require.
Mental exercise is missing.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try and log out and log in again. I just want to make sure that
please go ahead.
That is also working. So I'm gonna log out.
But don't risk. Sometimes
please don't log out, Arpan.
Don't log out. You keep your camera and disabled.
No, I'm going to test with the audio. The audio is going up and down. So if there is a bug, this will fix it. Right now, the audio is very, very
I think
low.
might faster, as fast as we can, because now after 150 and all, people will start, pushing.
Okay, so let me just very quickly do it then.
Yeah,
sure. Hello, Dhaval.
Yes, very good.
Good afternoon. So, how was your webinar yesterday?
Yes, very nice. More than 2,000 viewers are there.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Now it is very clear. Good afternoon, Dr. Dhaval.
Hello.
Yes,
hello.
Sir, very good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, Arpan, we can hear
sir.
you.
Audible, Professor Arpan.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Audible. Yes.
I cannot hear.
Oh.
Remove your headphones and install.
Hello.
We can hear you, Arpan.
We can hear you.
You can rejoin. Then it's fine.
Yeah, that's what he is doing, I believe.
Yeah.
Hi, Dhaval.
Hi, Minal. How are you?
I'm fine, working daily now.
Working? Yeah. We also
Arpan,
Yeah.
please unmute yourself.
Join from 8th of June.
You can hear us?
Yeah.
Now this is so much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So, where is now Akhtar Parvez?
He'll come, no?
He is joining. He said on the group that he is joining. Just check.
Okay.
Somebody is in his bedroom, huh? He has left the meeting, huh?
Really. It's horrible.
He just woke up.
Must be in a different time zone.
Yeah, I think he's from US. Akhtar Saab saying he's joining.
Ah.
So this is another problem. No, so this I think we have to keep saying that they should not click the presentation button.
Join.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good
Sir,
afternoon.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Not bad, sir.
Good, sir.
I had a couple of webinars already.
Sorry?
I already had a couple of webinars by now.
Oh, is it? Which
Law
one?
University.
Okay. How was that?
Went up well.
Okay, good. Dhaval, how was your program yesterday?
Yeah, it was very nice. More than 2,000 viewers are there.
Excellent.
Very good.
So it's a good. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Kamlesh bhai. Good afternoon.
Okay.
I think you are muted, Kamlesh bhai.
Yeah. Good to see you again, and
Same
you're
here,
doing
sir.
good. Compliments to every one of you. Amazing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Fine, sir.
Yes.
Kamlesh bhai, this is Professor Arpan Yagnik. He is a speaker of today's
Yeah.
session.
Hello, Arpan bhai.
Ah.
Okay. Good to see you, Arpan bhai. Hi. How are you, Arpan bhai?
I'm very good. What about you?
Yeah, doing well. Like we heard, I believe, about your father, because that's what Dr. Meeta was saying.
Yeah.
Arpan, Mr. Kamlesh bhai Yagnik is our chairman of Sarvajanik Education Society.
Oh, nice to
Neha, can you stop sharing? Neha Nayak. Can you please stop sharing? Jayaraman, Selvarmani, please stop sharing. Yeah, thank you.
Quite a while it has been since I came to Surat.
Okay. You had been to Surat?
Yeah. I mean, I actually, one of the times when I came to Surat was for...
When was the last you came to Surat? When did you come to Surat last?
Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And before that,
Yeah,
one of the
Arpan
times
bhai.
that I came... Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
there is some problem.
No, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Not with you.
Okay. About 3 years ago, I had come, and before that, immediately after that, the terrible flood that had hit Surat, I had come for work regarding the flood and all that. But yeah, I have some fond memories of Surat.
Wow. That's great. No. Surat is an amazing place. You should visit quite often. Yeah.
I would love to. I love the Sev Khamani and the Locho. Surat is very well known for the
Locho is, yeah, I know.
Moj karo ne
It's
Locho maro.
very Locho khao.
Yeah.
No, like Dr. Meeta was, was planning again, let's have a big gathering, of NDP, which you planned it, He said, we should have it in Surat now, physically. So we do not know how, it will take shape. If Akhtar Saab and Sri Kumar Saab, and if God willing, we may plan and we can host it, at Surat. So let's see how it goes.
Keeping
Yes,
fingers
sir, yes.
crossed.
Actually, last time I think I went to Surat was in 2018. Yes, I
Yeah,
think
for
2018.
it was in Kamlesh bhai, it was in Surat SPP English Medium College.
Okay.
Last year there was a LDP at SPP College.
So, I think see if whenever I visited Surat, it was for BRCM college or for this. Yeah. So, Yagnish bhai, we were telling Arpan that because we know his father quite well, unfortunately, see, we can't address him like doctor or mister or professor, whatever. So that is,
Yeah. No. That's
Arpan, fine.
that's your privilege, you know.
yes,
And
yes.
I'm sure he's fortunate to have, colleagues like you.
Yes, you are right, actually. You are right, actually.
And like we have a saying, like yatha pita tatha putra.
Hmm.
Only in my dreams.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
He
Like-
works way too much harder
Like
than-
dad, like son.
Yeah.
Okay.
like father, like son.
Oh.
That's only if you have a son like Arpan. Otherwise, you can't say so.
Yes. Very true, sir. Very true. Very true.
Yes.
So, what has been an overall impression about the participants, for last 2 days? Parvez sir.
I think, sir, I think Meeta probably would be able to tell you, but what I hear from people who actually contact me, they are saying it was quite good and quite useful. Even yesterday's lecture was extremely good. Unfortunately, see, I had to miss the last part, the question answer session. But the lecture was extremely well by this Maria. I don't know whether she has joined or not. So I think so far, if you what the feedback I have received from people whom I know, it is quite good. But I think majority of the feedback must be going to Meeta.
Yeah. So we are getting very good response from the.
Okay.
We are getting very good response from the participants. They have really enjoyed this program and they found
Correct.
it very informative and excellent presentations. And all are eagerly waiting for now Professor Arpan's presentation now.
No
Is it
pressure.
But we are trying to build on you.
That's fine. I'm used to. I love pressure.
So Arpan, you have a lot of responsibilities today, huh?
No problem. No problem. The only one that I'm slightly even think about it is the one that I have to do better than my father. All the other are okay.
Yeah.
Before
I think,
getting into academia, I was in marketing and sales. I was heading Gujarat for Sony.
okay.
So the pressure doesn't bother me much. It's part and parcel of life.
Good.
Actually, for Sony, I had come to Surat. One time we had sponsored some Garba event in Navratri.
Achha.
And they had invited, and I don't
Okay.
remember her name, but it was a woman mayor of the city
This
of
is
Surat.
at the convention center in Surat. By any chance, you know that?
No, it was close to Godod Road, but there was a big ground. Like it was open, in an open ground, not in the convention center.
Okay.
And the then mayor of Surat and we were both like, we were handing out prizes, and people would come, and of course they would bow down to her, and then they would bow down to me. But I was like, 23 years old. I said, "Arey, please, you're putting me in some big dharam sankat by doing that." So yeah.
Still 3 minutes to go, no, I think.
Yeah.
Can you give some instructions to the participants?
Wait for a minute because it's let it be.
Okay.
Are left.
First July. First July.
Dr. Sirikumar, something is pending from you, huh?
What is pending? I am a bad, promise guy, like procrastination master. So, what is that is pending from my side?
Minutes.
We are live.
No, that is why I said just minutes.
Okay. Okay, sure. I will attend to it. Yes, Dr. Mehta.
Can you start? No, it's still 2 minutes are there.
1 minute.
1 minute, no?
Almost.
So is that Professor Sudarshan Rao?
Oh, good afternoon, all of you.
No, sir. How are you?
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to Professor Sudarshan Rao. He was a professor in Usmania for many years, and in Hyderabad he is known for his teaching. And I'm fortunate that during my selection committee he was there, so I owe a lot to him.
Good.
No, I'm extremely glad to see you all, friends. I think it's a great occasion for all of us to be in this webinar. Great pleasure for all of us. Something to catch up, so something to learn. It's really a great opportunity for all of us.
Thank you.
Look forward for that. Thank you, Professor Akhtar.
We are very fortunate that you have joined this webinar. We are very
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Dr. Hussain. Are you there? Dr. Akhtar Hussain. Okay, can we start now?
आपलं चालू करून ठेवा.
Yeah.
Namaskar and very good afternoon to respected Chairman of Sarvajanic Education Society, Shri Kamlesh Yagnik, Office Bearers of SES, President of Manlibnet, Dr. M.D. Shri Kumar, General Secretary of Manlibnet, Dr. Akhtar Parvez, eminent speaker of today's session, Professor Arpan Yagnik, core team members of Manlibnet LDP, other EC members of Manlibnet, my colleagues at SES and BRC, and dear participants. At the outset, on behalf of Chunilal Gandhi Vidya Bhavan and Management Libraries Network, I'm delighted to welcome you all on the final day of 3-day International Virtual Librarian Development Program, organized jointly by Manlibnet and SES. Before starting the session, I would like to give you there are some announcements. Please follow those instructions so that we can have a smooth functioning of this program. First of all, I would request all the participants to mute yourself and disable your video. All of you, please mute yourself and disable your videos. Participants are requested to disable your videos. Okay. Moving further, May I now request Mr. Kamlesh Yagnik, Chairman of SES, to address the august audience. Kamlesh bhai.
Yeah. Namaste and good afternoon to everyone. It's an immense joy and pleasure to witness this 3-day event. And it's something amazing because, I have never conceptualized that, what is the role of librarian. Whenever, like we talked about librarian, immediately, the name of, Kalyan Sundaram of Chennai, whom we all of us would know. He was an institution by himself, and his role in development of an institution was immense. The institutional library, can definitely play a very pivotal role in the development of the society. And at least, from the experience of what we have in South Gujarat, I can tell you, with certainty that yes, librarians have played their role in not only shaping the students while they are studying, but subsequently post their teaching, subsequent like to their educational qualifications, they still remain in touch with the librarian and get access to data and various informations. But in time to come, the role I'm sure will be different. And many debates I was going through, like some literature which clearly indicates what is going to be the role of librarians in 21st century. And especially, when the future is uncertain, we have no clue what mankind is going to face. Because today, as we all know, the technology leads us. Technology leads policymakers. Technology actually, leads politicians, policymakers, and so all the institutional, educational institutions, we all follow science and technology. So the role of librarian will be very, very different, very, very different, like they will be changing the role. In earlier time, once a librarian, like everyone would know librarian, and many a times, like even if, he remains static without acquiring any additional skill, he can continue serve institutions very well for next 30 or 40 or 35 years. But now times are changing. And what is going to be the role of library in the society? I'm sure we will be deliberating in today's discussions. Last 2 days, it was a treat. It was a joy by itself. And on behalf of Sarvjanik Education Society, I welcome everyone who is present here, and especially Mr. Arpan Yagnik, who has traveled. And today, like he is in society, he has international experience with him to share with us. Plus, like he's grown under the patronage of his legendary father, Dr. Yagnik. So I'm very, very pleased to welcome all of you. And once again, thank you for inviting me in this occasion. Thank you very much and best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Kamlesh Yagnik, sir, for enlightening us. Now, may I, before going for the actual session, may I please request the participants, don't write any greetings message in the chat box. Please write only the questions. Once the session starts, you can write the questions on it. Please stop putting greetings message on the chat box. And don't present yourself, Thank you. Now, may I please invite Dr. Shri Kumar, President Manlibnet, to introduce the speaker of the session, Professor Arpan Yagnik. Sir, please.
Thanks very much, Dr. Meeta Rathod. A very good afternoon to you, all of you, and to Professor Arpan Yagnik. And let us all please stay safe. Dear Professor Arpan, dear Dr. Kamlesh Yagnik, Chairman SES, colleagues at SES and CG Bhavan, the Manlibnet family, the delegates of the Manlibnet SES International Virtual LDP, a hearty welcome to day 3 of the LDP. Yesterday, we all listened to Dr. Maria Amante from ISCTE, Lisbon University Institute, Portugal, on the very interesting topic, faculty librarians collaborations in higher education institutions, modeling variables. Quite informative and insightful it was, and I hope you all have benefited from it. Today, we have a very young faculty from USA, an Indian origin, and he is part of our family in the sense his father is Dr. Shailesh Yagnik from MICA. He is Professor Arpan Yagnik with a topic which is very, it is on creativity and innovation. And for all of us information professionals, in fact, this is an area we need to seriously focus in our profession. And I take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to Professor Arpan Yagnik and welcome him aboard the International Manlibnet-Ses LDP. In his session today, Professor Arpan will talk about idea generation for libraries for the post-COVID-19 era. Professor Arpan Yagnik is a multifaceted personality. He is a TEDx speaker. He is a sought-after speaker. He is an author. He is a faculty. He is working as an assistant professor in advertising in the Penn State University, USA. Professor Arpan's motto is action inspired by creativity. He is a creative aerobics expert and the coordinator of the Center for Creativity Enhancement. Creative aerobics is a 21st century ideation system and a quintessential skill for librarians that are dwelling with rapidly changing and evolving ecosystem, as Yagnik Saab was very rightly mentioning. He is a much sought after speaker who delivers and also designs life-changing techniques, challenges the human mind, and accelerates professional growth. He has delivered more than 50 talks and trainings in 3 continents on creativity. He is a TEDx speaker, as I was mentioning earlier, and has published several peer-reviewed journal articles, book chapters, a book, and a guest editor of a journal special issue. Professor Arpan has the diverse experience of working in academia, industry, and as an entrepreneur. He has been recognized with several awards such as Aries 40 under 40, BGSU's 10 under 10, Honor Roll Award, President's Award for Distinguished Service, and many other awards for his all-round excellence and outstanding achievements. He was the guest editor for a special issue on creativity for an academic journal. He also enjoys the distinct honor of serving as a commissioner on the Pennsylvania Governor's Advisory Commission for the Asian and Pacific Islander Affairs. So friends, let us welcome Professor Arpan Yagnik.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. It's indeed a great honor to be here. I'm going to share my screen.
All the participants are requested to mute themselves and disable your videos. Thank you.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you so much, everyone who has played a role in this amazing event. Lots and lots of participants from India and other countries, and it's indeed a great honor to present some of my ideas and that are relevant to libraries and their functioning in the COVID-19 era. So, since we don't have an elaborate time, I'm immediately going to jump into the presentation. And keep in mind that this is going to be an interactive session. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can keep a notepad and a pen with you, and you can submit your comments in the chat section otherwise as well. So here's the first slide. I very, very firmly believe that librarianship is not easy. Nobody does it because it is easy. I firmly believe that it is much more difficult than rocket science. If you want to send a rocket to the moon, you are dealing with so many constants. the rotation, the speed of the rotation, the speed of the revolution of the Earth and the Moon are constant. The metals that we use in a rocket, the fuel, we know it is its nature. It is not going to change. If the fuel reaches a certain temperature, it is going to create a combustion and propel itself towards the moon. So there are a lot of constants that we work with. Whereas when you are a librarian, every day when you walk into that library, you are walking into a maze. You don't know which faculty, which student is going to come and ask for what information. And it is the essential string that ties a lot of knowledge and culture base that we have as a culture, as a community, and as humanity. So I want to congratulate all of you for being in this very, very noble, humble, and important profession. So with that, I woke up today morning and I was asking myself the question, where does the success of a librarian lie? What does success mean to a librarian? And as I was contemplating and introspecting about it, this one sentence by Wally Hopp from the University of Michigan came to my mind, that you cannot make yourself successful. You can only make other people successful. If you do it, you will be successful. This applies so very well to librarians. To a librarian, the success is when the researcher or the scholar or the student, when they succeed, they want something, they succeed in acquiring it and using it for whatever their purpose is.
होली के बाद अइबे नहीं केल पहला छोड़ त हिया पकड़ाई गेल होली रहे 10 मार्च
Somebody needs to
10
mute
मार्च के बाद हम
themselves.
फिर के लिए
So you've got to
22 या 24 करे
understand that your success lies in the success of other people.
ओके बाद हम केबे नहीं केली
Can you please identify who is
रुपा हम दिलिए ओकरा 15000
unmuted and
तो
mute
रुपा
them?
देबे नहीं केली.
So the success, it's not a passion, it's not a selfish driven understanding of
ऐसे हमरा
success.
कमवा नहीं के लिए हमें की करी कमवा नहीं हमरा कमा रहलिए नहीं लाख लाख पागल.
I request the participant who is talking in the background to mute himself. So anyway, so that's where the success, lies. And anyways, moving on. The life as we know it has changed with COVID-19. Everything that we understood, everything that existed has suddenly shifted. The nature of it has shifted. The requirements have shifted, and we still don't know what the future holds because this is still an event in progress. It is no way behind us. We are still in progress, and we are evolving with the events that are taking place, with the more and more contractions of infections all across the world. So this is a global event that is affecting every sphere of life, including this very important profession of librarianship and libraries all across the world, be it a public library, a private library, a school library, college library, institutional libraries. It is affecting each and every aspect of life. So let me give you an understanding of what life was before COVID-19 came in. So if you have seen this figure that you're seeing on your screen, you can type a Y in the chat section. Have you seen this? If you have seen this, something like this before, you can type Y. Awesome. I'm getting some responses. Y for yes. Okay, great. Lots and lots of responses. Awesome. So this is how life was. We were told that these are certain steps. This is the knowledge that you need to acquire. And once you connect all the numbers, a beautiful picture will emerge. Okay. So we got our formal education, we got our degrees, then we found a job, and life was beautiful. Same goes for the library. You have certain books, you have certain infrastructure, you have a certain number of technology, you have a certain number of people, manpower, and everything was running smooth. So this is what life was before. Now what has happened is you have this. Makes no sense, but still we all have to make sure that we create context, we create meaning out of this. This is also a picture, maybe unfamiliar to most of you. It doesn't have the numbers that you can join the dots. There are no dots, but you are still required to join them to make sure that the society continues, the culture continues, the education continues the way it has before. So this is the challenge that we are dealing with in this age and day. Uh, so why do we talk, why is idea generation so important? It is very important to understand before we go into the core of idea generation, the three aspects: creativity, ideas, and innovation. These are three different things, and they are at three different layers. Creativity is the core fuel. It's like the crude oil. It's the wood that once you require to generate the fire. So creativity is at the bottom of it. It is the crude oil. Ideas are like the fire. What you do with petrol, you can put it emerges out of creativity. And there are lots and lots of ideas that emerge out of it, but then there are some that become really popular, that have a lot of value either societally or individually, and they pick up popularity going down the way, and they transform into innovation. So this is very important for us to understand that creativity is the core fuel which helps us generate ideas. And once we have ideas, we sift through them, we evaluate them, we monitor them, and then some of them they transform into what we understand as innovation. So innovation in library, we are not going to talk, because I'm going to focus on developing creativity so that you are able to develop ideas. And one of those is going to be the future innovation in the library sector. Okay. So now, as we understand, how are ideas generated? Ideas are generated mainly through two means. One is through provocation, which is more like, there is a stimuli and you respond to it. A need-based, like necessity is the mother of invention. There was a need, there was a stimuli, and in response to it, an idea came, a solution presented itself. So that is one way. The thing is that there is no system in that. So you can get lucky if you are in that situation and the environment presents you something, great. But if you're not lucky, then you're not going to be able to emerge ideas, because usually stressful situations, be it home, personal situations, or professional situations, they dampen the creative quotient. So your idea generating ability goes down. And especially now with the COVID-19, you see, there is a layer of tarmac. Like tar has developed on all of us. We all don't know what's behind. There is an opaque layer in front of our eyes as to we don't know what is going to happen after 1 week. And we have to make sure that we develop from these micro cracks that are there, a small, a beautiful little flower that's an idea emerges out of it. So for that we require a system to help us develop ideas. Another reason is that if I ask you to immediately jump to a solution, okay, say for example, let's come up with a great jingle or a great tagline, it puts pressure on the solution driven system, puts a lot of pressure. So we need to have a system that helps you put your emphasis on the process, and once you surrender the process, you are able to generate a lot of ideas. There are a lot of idea generation techniques out there. Brainstorming, I'm sure you all have heard. It started in the late 1950s, and then it was an individual technique. But then, as research further, they realized that it works the best in a small group setting. Small group setting, what type of group is also very important, because if it's a homogeneous group, then the type of ideas that are generated are not diverse. It's the same set of ideas that get repeated time and again. So we need a diverse group of people. And now with the COVID-19, to gather a diverse group of people is very, very challenging. It's very difficult. So we need a system that's more at an individual level, and that emphasizes more on the process rather than the solution. And for that, we have creative aerobics. Just before the session, we were talking, and I said that our brain is one of the least exercised organ in our body. We do a lot of different types of workout to build muscles that have some external visibility. But when it comes to our brain, and we don't exercise our brain as much as we should. So creative aerobics is an ideation system. It is made up of 4 interconnected set of exercises. It helps you to use your left and right brain together. Our left brain is typically more rational, more logical, and the right side of our brain is more emotional. We are trained for almost 15 to 20 years of our life to keep on using the left side of our brain. We go through 2 funneling systems. One is parenting, where we are all, no matter where you come from, are told that, hey, you be well, do good, don't lie, don't cheat, behave in a certain manner. So all of us are given a similar set of instructions. And then the second funneling system is education, where we are all taught a language, some mathematical skills, and other different ways of thinking, which develops patterns of thinking, which are very hard to break. So the use of right side of the brain gets very, very shrinked and limited. We want to make sure that we are able to utilize the right side of our brain, and also be able to use them together, because through that we would be able to access solutions that are available but are not accessible. Creative aerobics has been around for more than 2 decades, and there are lots and lots of success stories. Students have won more than 200 national and international awards using it. I do a lot of professional trainings, but today I'm not here to tell you about all those success stories. I am rather interested in creating some more success stories in the area of library. So this is the cover of, on the left hand side of your screen is the cover of the book, which my co-author Linda and we wrote. It was published in 2017 by the title Creative Aerobics. And on the right side of your screen, we have the 4 steps. The first step is finding facts. The second step is naming names. The third step is finding similarities between dissimilar objects. And the fourth one is creating new definitions. Today, the time that we have, we are going to practice and learn a little bit about the first 3 of them. And then the fourth one, we will not have time, so we will not cover. But for that, I encourage you to take a look at my TEDx talk, or get a book for the library and take it further. So the first exercise, finding facts. This is a very left brain exercise. We are all used to doing this, and let us take a look at this. So here, basically what we do is we try and find facts. Again, keep your pen ready, keep your typing fingers ready, and I want you to think about some facts about a face mask. A face mask is something that we use very, very regularly nowadays. So what are some facts about a face mask? Once you have jotted them down, I request you to type them in the chat section, and you have 1 minute to complete this task. Oh, awesome. Some responses have started coming in. Ear loops protection, wire use, need of the hour. Very good. Great responses so far. Amazing. Filter of dust. Awesome. Good job. Protect us. Great response. Keep them coming. Reusable. Very good. That's a great fact. Mandatory. Very good. 3 to filter. Okay. Very nice. Distribution, normal life. Awesome. Good job. So yeah. See, this is very easy. The first one, because it's left brain and we are used to using our left brain. So face mask is something that we use on a daily basis, and it is very easy to come up with different facts, as a lot of you have listed. Let us look at something which is a little bit closer to the home. So now I want you to think about some facts about a library. Okay, and I have two images over here to help you. One is the image of a sort of a semi-traditional library where you can see books and things like that. And in the second image, it's the laptop library. We have transitioned from physical libraries to laptop libraries. So what are some very interesting facts about a library? I am very keen on seeing what responses you have to this. Inclusive space. Good response. Love it. Knowledge producer. Nice. Dissemination. Seeking information, browsing, creation. Information generator. Access anywhere. The right information, right time. Useful information. Knowledge bank. Broaden your horizon. All right. Good responses. Keep them coming. Makerspace, of course, very important. Bundle of information. 24/7, time limited. Can go and browse anytime, of course, very good. User friendly, very nice. Lot of good information is coming. Keep it coming. Knowledge hub. Ocean of knowledge, love it. Remote access, yes, of course. Minimum time, no geographical boundaries now, yes, of course. We are past that era. So the point over here is that the ability to generate fact, it comes very naturally to us, and because it is our training, it comes naturally. We can very quickly generate facts. You can go to Google and type library, and then a lot of interesting information will come about. You can also generate facts by your own personal experience or what you've observed. You can go and ask, and this is the way we can generate facts. The thing, when we generate fact, what we are doing is we are generating a database of information which can be used later on to extract different types of ideas from it. So the thing is that we have to generate this piece of data, and it gets generated very fast. So now it's time to move on to Creative Aerobics 2, which is the naming names part. So for that, it's very important for us to understand that everything that we do in Creative Aerobics 1 essentially answers the question what it is. So before answering the question, a library is a ocean of knowledge. It is it's remotely accessible. Same goes for the face and protects us. Face mask prevent germs is needed. Everything we were limiting and restricting ourselves to the zone of what it is. Okay. Typically, what happens is that 99% of the time we are on living in the zone of what it is. Your audio is not mute. Can you please mute yourself? If in this zone of what it is, and it sort of impedes our ability and limits our ability to go and seek solutions. All right. So now with Creative Aerobics 2, we are slowly and surely going to enter in our zone of what it isn't. So first of all, let us look at some of the strategies with to come up with new names. This is Creative Aerobics 2, naming names, and these are some of the strategies. So the first requirement over here is that all your new names, because they are names, they have got to be nouns. Okay, keep that in mind. They've got to be nouns. How can you come up with nouns? You can just start looking around yourself, and there will be a lot of nouns that will present. If I look around me, there's a cell phone, there's a hand sanitizer, there is a statue, there is a calendar, there is a little globe, there is a bulb, there is a switchboard, there is a statue, there is a photograph, there is a water bottle. These are all perfectly fine. So you just look around. Then you can use a fact. So how would that be? So say, for example, for the face masks, we use that it is used for protection, which is a fact. So what are some of the other things that are used for protection which are not face masks? So there the examples would be a seat belt. It could be the pads that cricketers wear to protect themselves, helmet, gloves. These are other new names that you can come up with. Then there are two other strategies, random selection and directed selection, to come up with new names. So in random selection, you can just take any book and then open the page, and whatever the first noun appears, you can use it as a new name. In directed selection, you can take any letter in the alphabet, say for example S, and then start listing all the nouns that start with S. So for example, sea, snake, slate, like that. So these are just some strategies to help you. Of course, we are going to practice how to do it now as well. So again, we have worked with face masks. Again, look around, use any of the strategies, and then start coming up with new names for face mask. So basically start typing the new names which are nouns in your chat or in your notepad. So let us see what we have as new names for a face mask. Time for you to get your typing and writing fingers on. Let us see what some innovative new names you come up with. Protector, okay. Face close, okay. Protective shield. Okay, let's move away from the protection aspect as well. There could be a lot of other new names. No, I think you need to, the face closer and protector, what we have to come up with other names. So names that are, what are some of the other things that protect you, which are not mask? Things other than a face mask that protect you. Like I gave you an example of helmet, seat belt. What are some of the other things? Shaktiman, love the answer. Yes. Just love it. Gloves, very good, very good. Shaktiman by far is the best answer. Helmet, glass, very good. Family, oh, I love it. Phenomenal answer. Self-discipline. Love it. This is amazing. Air filter. Yeah. So what are some of the other aspects of life where we need protection? We've got to think about that. Shoes. Very good. Staying at home. Sure. Okay. Okay. God. Yes. Absolutely. Sure. Sure. Okay. We will, nature doctor. Very good. Very good. Seems like you're getting the hang of it. Very good. Let us try this again for, the library setting. What are some of the new names that you can come up for a library? You can use the strategy of just looking around and listing all the objects, or you can, use any other strategy. So maybe let's use directed selection. What are some of the nouns that start from the letter N? Let us see if you can come up with nouns that start from the letter N. Changing hub, yes. Goggles, oh, very good. Gateway, yes. Nest, very nice. Awesome job. Keep them coming. Home. Boundary, network. I like network. Neighbor, very good. Sweater, very nice. Okay, now see if you can come up antivirus. Love it. See if you can necklace. Very good. Nice. Oh, wow. Umbrella. Love it. Love it. Love it. What are some of the new names or nouns that start from the letter B? B for ball. B, very good. Book, back up. Best is not a noun. Book, bond, star. Yes, very good. So these are all new names. Okay, you get the hang of it. Bird, boundary, book. Awesome, awesome. Bandage. Awesome job, guys. So far, I'm really thrilled at the progress that we've made. So these are all new names. We've generated facts, and now we've gone into the right side of the brain to generate some of the facts, new names, which means that from the zone of what it is, we are now entering the zone of what it isn't. So here, essentially, you are answering or completing the sentence, a library is not a bee, book, bird, backup, etc., etc. Earlier, you were saying a library is all of this. Now you are saying a library is not all of this. The zone of what it isn't is vast. We don't look into it. It is infinite. Because we are so trained to look into the zone of what it isn't that we develop a sort of tunnel vision that we never actually go and look into the zone of what it isn't. They are both very important. With creative aerobics, we want to try and optimize on using both of them simultaneously to optimize our potential and the potential of the institution, the library that we are affiliated with. So every time you try and make an effort of consciously going into the what it isn't, suddenly the entire cosmos opens up to you. Okay, so and then of course there are tremendous number of solutions that present, and then it's just a matter of picking which one is the best for us. So far we've covered the what it is, which is the finding facts, and then the second aspect of what it isn't, which is the new names. So creative aerobics 1 and creative aerobics 2. Now let us turn the creative switch further on. So creative aerobics 3 is about finding similarities between dissimilar objects. So with creative aerobics 1, with the what it is, you were in the zone of similarities, you were in the zone of comfort. And then with creative aerobics 2, I threw you into the zone of unknown and uncertain. But then you would wonder that how do these two connect? And that is what we are going to examine in creative aerobics 3. So here I have a little exercise for you. There are two images. One is of a cat and one is of a refrigerator. I want you to think about some of the similarities between a cat and a refrigerator. So I'm going to give you, maybe 30 seconds, and you are going to think about what are some of the similarities between a cat and a refrigerator. How are they similar? And you are going to type your responses. Oh, wow. Milk, gray color, fish, water, pool. Amazing. Both keep me cool. White. Both create purr sound. Excellent job. Ice cream, they are refreshing. Very good. Purr. Amazing, amazing responses. Keep them coming. Yeah. They both. Water. Yes, they both have water in them. Both like meat. Okay. Butter. They both can have chicken in them. They're both adorable. Oh, that's so sweet. They fulfill needs. Yes, they both need attention. Oh yes, absolutely. Amazing. Freshness, food items, reduce depression or pressure. Oh yes, absolutely. Wonderful response. Care. They're both strong. They're friendly. Love it. Ice cream. Yes. Cake. Very good. Self-confidence. Interesting. They both keep me happy when I'm eating. Wonderful. See, now as we go, you see that a cat and a refrigerator, they are so vastly different. But then yet again, when you turn on the creative switch, suddenly a vast new world opens up, where suddenly you are seeing so many more similarities, which earlier they existed, but they were not part of your reality. So similarly, I have another exercise for you. You're doing a great job so far, guys. So what are some similarities between a face mask and a library? So think about it. What are some of the similarities between a face mask and a library? So let us see what you guys have got to say. Protection, wonderful. Buddies, yes, absolutely. Protect us, correct. Okay. Useful, very good. Protection, useful. Savior, illiteracy, sure. Essential, they both connect us. Interesting. Housekeeping, very important. Yes. Integral part of our lives. Loyalty, okay. Lifesavers, very good. Pest control, I love that response. Pest control. Indispensable, correct. Reusable, yes, absolutely. Very nice. Necessity, confidence, yes. Teach what life is, okay. Inevitable, amazing, like it. New look, correct. They both require, yeah. Free from negativity, amazing. Wow. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the responses. You guys are awesome. So now I'm going to give you a little tough one, okay, to exercise this. So we have done cat and refrigerator. We've done mask and library. Now here's this one. What are some similarities between shoelaces and a library? Let's see how far and deep you can think and how far you can go into the zone of what it isn't. So what are some of the similarities between shoelaces and a library? Both tie, bring together, connecting each other, wonderful bonds of string. It keep firm, binding books. Oh my goodness. You guys are simply awesome. Hooked up, make us perfect, tied them together. Yes, netting. Disseminate and assemble. Yes, connection, protection, moving forward, strength, register. Information bridge. I love that. Ek sutre bandi rakhna. Amazing. Awesome, guys. When I was thinking of this earlier, I I was thinking of what is one thing that ties the institution together, an institution together, an academic or otherwise, and that's the library. It is such like, a shoe without shoelaces is uncomfortable, it's weird, and it's no fun. Similarly, an institution with a loose library is no fun. The library is a very, very important and crucial place. So great job, guys. So this is your creative aerobics 3. We've done creative aerobics 1, finding facts. We've done creative aerobics 2, naming names, and we've understood the philosophy between the what it is and the what it isn't. So step by step, you've stepped into your what it isn't and gotten things out of there. And in the third exercise, you've developed the ability to find similarities between the what it is and the what it isn't, which is always going to be unfamiliar, uncommon, dissimilar objects and entities. Creative aerobics 4 is slightly more advanced, where here you actually manipulate ambiguity and create new definitions. So and of course we don't have time, but once again I encourage you either to purchase the book and keep it in your library, or look at the TEDx link. There's some more information given about the creative aerobics 4. I want to move forward to some other things because we are going towards the end of the session. So I don't want to leave you like that. I want to give you some homework, and I'm going to give you 2 actually exercises that are designed specially to generate ideas and insights. All right. So I'm going to give you 2 of those, and you can do that in your groups, in your office, or by yourself when you're alone, or you can give it to students who are in the library, and it will bring up to you like this huge host of treasure of ideas and insights. So let me very quickly present those 2 exercises. The first one is that of creating a funnel. We live in the world of funnels. The reason why I think of this is that I always wonder that what is a librarian's ability to predict who is going to come next to my library? How far can a librarian predict who is going to come and who is not going to come? This is something that is very important now with the COVID-19. The better or higher the predictive ability of a librarian to predict who my next user is and what his or her requirement is going to be. So here I have given you 2 examples of funnels. If a person does this and then does this and then does this, surely he's going to do that. So say for example, a shoe company, if they put out ads everywhere, if somebody clicks on that email ad, then it is likely that that person is going to visit the store website. If the person has done those 2, then he's also going to browse the shoes on that website, and then he's going to select those shoes and put them in the cart. And if they are in the cart, finally he's going to, or she's going to buy those shoes. So this is sort of a funnel, that if a person indulges in these set of activities, then eventually you can predict the next particular move. So I want you to create a funnel. You can do it individually or in group, that sort of predicts the next visit to your library. But instead of 5 steps here in these 2 diagrams, you have 5 steps. I want you to create it using 10 steps. Be more in depth, be more elaborate, be as micro, be as as like nailed in, grilled in as possible in developing these 10 steps. These will help you. And of course, now we have all this big data and AI and everything, and using some of these patterns, behavior patterns, intentionality tracking and things like that, you can develop systems for your libraries and make sure that they are sort of COVID proof. Plus, you are ready to serve the customer before he or she even walks in. All right. So this is the first exercise that I want to do. I want you to do, not now, but at a later point of time, either tomorrow or next week. And then The second exercise that I want you to do is to design a library for aliens. This is an imaginative exercise. Okay, so here you are designing a library for aliens. You don't know who these aliens are. You don't know if they have eyes. You don't know if they have ears, how they learn. So you are going to design a library for aliens. Okay, a lot of interesting insights will come out from these designs. Do this in a individually. Use creative aerobics. Just imagine, say for example, if hand sanitizer becomes your library patron, how would you design a library for a hand sanitizer? Every city that I've been to, predominantly all over the world, has a statue of Mahatma Gandhi. So how would you design, although Mahatma Gandhi is not an alien, but how would you design your library for the statue of Mahatma Gandhi? Not Mahatma Gandhi himself, but the statue of Mahatma Gandhi. So there are different ways you can, turn this and twist this. The reason also for doing this is that a lot of your users also resemble quite a few aliens. You don't know how they learn. You don't know what they are doing. You don't know what their behavior is, what their habits are. So a user should not be alien to a librarian. Okay. And this exercise sort of helps you prepare for a host of different possibilities. Here suddenly what will happen, everything that you have, all the technology that you have in your library is going to be useless. Okay. So we don't know what to do, how to transfer knowledge, how to disseminate knowledge, how to curate knowledge. All right. So these are the two exercises I highly recommend you to continue doing, so that you don't miss out on the creative spark that has already been created. Okay. These are some last couple of slides, and I want you to sort of make sure that you remember this. Your new library is going to cost you your old one. Your old library, the way it is, it's not working the way you want it to work. If it were working, we wouldn't be having these type of sessions. Okay. You want it to do 100 things, it only does 40 things, which means it is time to bring about certain changes, which means that the library as you know it will not exist. The new library that you want, where your success is measured by the success of others, is going to cost you your old one. So don't develop this a sense of emotional attachment that becomes counterproductive to progress. Okay. That is the core message over here. It's a very, very powerful message, and I want you to think about it very, very deeply as an individual, or with your team, or with all the stakeholders, the administration, all the way from the vice chancellor, the chairman, the president, the director. All the stakeholders need to be involved, the students need to be involved, and things like that. There are two things that can actually prevent or inhibit your progress. One is fear. Fear of failure is huge. A lot of people, they fear that, oh, if I do something and if I fail, what is going to happen? If I do this and, I'm not able to generate the type of results, things are at stake. Well, a fearful existence is the worst form of existence, in my humble opinion. When we talk about liberation and emancipation, we have to defeat fear. The new library, the new reality that we are talking about cannot and will not be achieved if you keep on being influenced or be inspired by fear. It is time that we shed our fears, we become bold, we become courageous, and we let our actions and decisions be inspired by creativity. So fear is number one inhibitor. Number two inhibitor is your ego. Most of you are from the field and you've been doing this for lots and lots of years. We develop a child, even a child has ego. So we have to make sure that our ego does not become the reason for the downfall of this noble profession. We have to keep our ego in check, because ego goes directly against creativity. It will put down any new idea that emerges. So you've got to make sure that you defeat fear and keep your ego in check. If these two are there, your creative spark, it will be mercilessly taken down without any recourse. So please keep these two things in mind. And you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can add me as Arpan Yagnik, or email me at arpanyagnik@gmail.com. If you have any further questions or concerns other than the ones that we are able to discuss in the next few minutes, or if you do some of the exercises with your team, and if you want to see how you can interpret some of the ideas and generate insights, I will be more than happy and glad to sort of facilitate the insight generation, or how some new segues can be created to develop some exciting innovations in the library field. So with that, I conclude, and thank you so much for being the wonderful, energetic, and participative audience. This is the best sort of participation by far, and I deeply thank you all and wish you all the best of luck for transforming library into that dream library that you all want, and please be safe. Thank you so much.
Dr. Sri Kumar, sir.
Yeah, hear me.
Yeah.
The chat box is flooding with appreciations and accolades. So that is great, Dr. Arpan, Professor Arpan. So it is really informative. It was really informative, highly insightful, and mind-boggling.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So
My honor.
we have opened up our right brain also so much. And the aerobics, the exercises were highly inspirational. See, which will never, stick to our mind, click our mind. That these things can be similar. These things can have a lot of similarity factors, etc. Is something that was very, interesting. And the end, what you are mentioning, the two stumbling blocks that can stop your creativity. One is fear, the other one is ego. So this is exactly what is happening to us. So if you are afraid, then you can't do anything. If you have ego, then you will not do anything, because both are actually stop factors, anti-growth factors. So I think you have conveyed to us the very interesting eternal message that we should be open to knowledge, open to learning, and open to change. That is the most interesting thing, because over a period of 1 month, the entire world has changed. So does libraries too. We have to change. Thank you very much for enlightening us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Arpan Yagnik, for the wonderful session. Mr. Kamlesh Yagnik, would you like to say something about it?
No. It was amazing. And, I can tell you only one thing, that Pandora's box is opened up now. Now, we will all start doing things differently. And that's what actually is a message in a time to come. We really need to explore what all, is discussed today. It was amazing, mind-boggling, I must tell you, for sure. Compliments to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kamlesh bhai. Okay, there are 1 or 2 questions. I think the participants got so engrossed in your exercises, they forgot to write the questions only, I think. They didn't get the time to write the questions, actually. Okay, but still there are 1 or 2 questions. There's one question, sir. May we have an example for using creative aerobics in libraries?
So the example, it would differ from library to library, but if you want to say, for example, change a system in the library, system of curation, of cataloging, libraries probably all over the world have been following this, the system that was been created by Library of Congress, and it has worked effectively. But going further, we don't know if that is going to work. Like, as Dr. Sri Kumar mentioned, in 1 month, the world as we know it has changed. So maybe curation as we know it will also change. And for that, how would you do creative aerobics? So this is just an example. I'm not saying you should do it, but first you take a look at the cataloging system and you start listing all the facts that are there. So that it has so many classifications. It was created in this year. Every fact that you can find by asking your colleagues on Google, on the internet, or in the library itself, you start make a list, and some insights will come from that. Okay, so first, that's one thing that you can work with. Then you can start creating new names for that entire system. You should go as far as possible in the zone of what it isn't. Okay, the closer you stay, the more you limit yourself. So you need to go as far as possible, and then you can choose certain things. Say, for example, the categorization system is complex. So what are some of the other things that are complex, which are not this classification system? So say human body is very complex. The way weather changes is very complex. Mechanics of a car, these are complex. So like this, you generate all these parallels, things or systems that are complex but are still functioning really well. And through other directed selection, random selection also, you can create a lot of new names. In less than, I think, 20 minutes, you will be sitting on a cumulative data of more than 1,000 data points, if you follow the system. And then you can choose a few things, and then try and find the similarities, complex things that work, and different types of classification system. Where do we find classification system else on the planet, and things like that? And this will help you develop certain insights, certain, as I said, we have an opaque tar in front of us, and we have to find these micro cracks through which we can, break it apart, and then so we can do that. And then finally, the fourth exercise, where it helps us redefine the entire process, rename, rechange certain existing standards. It can be used where once you are in the zone of ambiguity, then you actually manipulate the ambiguity. This can literally, giving you an example of the creative aerobics 4, is like, I woke up today morning and I finished all my cereal. So who am I? I am a serial killer. So here, you are playing with the ambiguity of the homophone, the serial, and the serial, what we eat, and a series. So we can use that and then come up with several different options of how it can be used to change an existing system. Of course, there are so many different systems in the library. This is just one off the fly, I'm saying, but here it will generate a lot of options. We don't have to worry about solutions. That is the one big thing. If I started worrying about solution, I would not even be able to give you an example, because I'm not even from the field. Okay, if I let the fear kick in, it's out. So you generate a lot of options, and then of course you guys are experts, you are from the field, so you will be able to, maybe for my users this is something, this sort of classification is the best way to present it to them, and it might be easier for them. So this is one example of how it can be used. All the 4 exercises can be used, or at times only 1 or 2 in different combinations can also be used to come up with the desired set of solution or responses that would like to prefer. So that would be my response to this question that was posed.
Yeah. Thank you. There's one more question, like, which are the factors which help us in developing our creativity?
So I'm glad whoever person asked this question. If you ask 100 people and say how many of you think creativity is important, all the 100 will say yes, it is very important. And then when you ask what have you done in the last 6 months to develop or enhance creativity, you will hardly see 5 or 10 people at the most who will have actually done something. So creativity, I come from the school of thought that creativity, it's not it's a skill, it's not inborn. We are all born with it. Because of our trade, find it a bit problematic, because what if I want to do things on my own? And that's why a system like creative aerobics, you just have to surrender to the system, and it is so random that even if you yourself do the exercise a different time, you are bound to generate a different set of solutions, which is very beautiful, because then it's like, oh, I've done it once and I didn't get anything, what now? That's not how it works. Every time it is so random, because you're working with different, you can use a different strategy, you can use a different stimuli, and then it will generate different and random set of solutions. So usually when I do this in 16 weeks, and I know it doesn't do justice in 1 hour of talking, because we are not able to go in depth and really uh, grill down to specific situations and scenarios. And it is so diverse. I've worked with Lakme, cosmetics, and a salon company, and then on the other side, commodity trading. It's like a Fortune 200. It's the number 13 on Fortune 500 list. Those sort of companies, startup technology firms. So different areas, they are able to generate different sort of solutions and different things. But it requires a little bit of in-depth thing. 1 hour sadly does not do it. Another thing why I said this is a very important question is that we do not include creativity in this profession in a systematic fashion. How many librarians have creativity in their KRA, their key responsible areas, their ability, their coming up with new ideas? KRA does not have creativity at all. We are not generating or developing creativity as a culture systematically. A librarian can do two things. If he is in a position, he needs or she needs to make sure that for his or her subordinates include creativity and creative development, creative change of systems as this is something that you will be evaluated on like this. You can also ask your supervisors, that hey, please include creativity in my care. I want to be evaluated on it. So there needs to be advocacy, communication on both the ends. That's how you systematically inculcate creativity and make it a culture, because we all want it but we do nothing about it. So as a system, as a culture, you won't believe Penn State is some 250 years old. Last year, after 250 years, for the first time, I taught a course entirely dedicated to creativity. It was known as Understanding and Enhancing Creativity. After 250 years, it's one of the largest public universities in United States, very old. So even if you all have gone through formal education, where have you taken any creativity courses? But you are all required to be creative and imaginative. How many of you have taken a course in imagination? People think that they know how to imagine. If I put you in certain scenarios of imagination, you will exhaust yourself in less than 7 minutes, because we just are not trained in any of these things. And that's why more and more of our education, of our professions, are becoming clinical. All this, the practice aspect of it, learning happens also by doing. That doing aspect is being eliminated from a lot of professions and courses. So I'm sorry I'm taking a bit time, but because this is very important, I wanted to make sure that I convey this, that we need to be more active, and people who are in a position of power or authority on both the sides, you don't just expect people to be creative and you don't be creative. You also have to go and ask your supervisor, sir, 10% of my KRA should be on my creative potential creative output. Just the development of ideas, please support it. Otherwise, how do you expect the place to change? If a cobweb has developed somewhere, if somebody doesn't go and remove it, it's going to stay. Similarly, our educational institutes, our library, if we don't go and use some of these innovative ideas that come from creativity, it's not going to change, because nobody else is interested. Everyone is struggling right now. And actually, for libraries, I was talking earlier in another group, that this is one of the best time for libraries. You can go and make such a huge case for yourself, for your development and your transformation. This is one very, very critical, and I think a very important word was used earlier, pivotal. This is a very, very pivotal aspect of an organization, the society and the culture itself. So I am sorry that I gave a long answer, but this is very important for creativity to be developed at a systematic, cultural, institutional level.
Yeah, very true, Dr. Arpan. There are many more questions, but I'll take just last questions.
Sure.
What can design thinking do for libraries?
Design thinking can do great things for libraries. So design thinking as a technique, as an approach, it's a problem-driven approach. If there is a problem, you can use design thinking to develop a set of solutions. Okay, but if a problem does not exist, if a provocation does not exist, what are you going to do with design thinking? That's the critical question that you've got to ask yourself. Design thinking is very, very effective. I myself have spent a month in Stanford University in their the School of Design, from where the design thinking and everything comes. So that's the thing. Here we are talking about systematically, because today it is coronavirus, tomorrow it will be something totally different. So we should not be waiting for the next virus, or the next drastic change, or the next flood to come to change. We should be doing that regularly. We should be doing that as a system, as a profession. And so that problem driven approaches, they sort of get into this problematic area, where if the provocation does not exist, the ability to come up with ideas goes down immediately. So, but no, if there is a very specific set of issue, design thinking can do great things. It's just that our aim is slightly larger. It's more at a cultural level. So we want to make sure that everyone has this fuel through which they can generate lots and lots of ideas, and where they are not dependent on design thinking. Also works sort of in a group setting. It requires a diverse set of individuals, a heterogeneous group from totally different backgrounds, because it wants to evade creative exhaustion. So that's also another sort of downfall of design thinking, and that's what I would like to say about it.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Arpan. Now, may I please request Dr. Akhtar Parvez, General Secretary of Manlibnet, to deliver a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, Arpan, it was an excellent presentation. And let me tell you, when you were speaking, I was able to relate a lot of things to what we did in our library. And I liked what you said, that though you have a lot of attachment to things what you do, especially your libraries, but it should not be counterproductive. Okay, so that is very important. So what we did, we made a lot of changes in our library, and we were doing things in a particular manner. And I asked my staff to be a little creative, start thinking. If you are finding any problem in doing a process, let me know what are the problems that you are finding. And finally, we could things which was taking us 8 months to do. Now we are able to do the same thing in just 4 months.
Wow.
So it is because of the kind of thinking that the staff did, and we are very happy. And I'm sure, you see, if I get time, I would want to share this experience with all my library professionals. So I'm really thankful to you on behalf of Management Libraries Network, and also on behalf of SES. And I also would like to thank the other two speakers, Maria and Jay Bhatt, who are wonderful. And of course, Dr. Kamlesh Yagnik Saab, because of whom, we could do this program, because of whose support we did this program. Thank you, Kamlesh Bhai. Thank you very much. And as you said, whenever on the first opportunity, we'll come to Surat.
Certainly, most welcome.
And I would also like to, thank Dr. Sri Kumar, President of Management Libraries Network, who is always who's always there, to guide us, to help us. And as I say, he's my guide, he's my mentor, philosopher. So thank you, Dr. Sri Kumar, and of course, Dr. Meeta Rathod, Akhtar Hussain, Meenal, Dhaval, and of course, Vaishali from your own institute. So, and of course, all the audience, very active audience today. I was seeing a lot of responses were coming, and the good thing was that if I am correct, most of the responses were coming from ladies. So it was good to know. So I think with this, I think we again once again express our sincere gratitude to all the participants, and for encouraging us to do this program. Last time, as you know, we did a 5-day program. It was quite good. And this time, though, we had slight issues with regard to the connectivity and the platform which we are using, but I think these are part and parcels of everything. We keep learning every day from these things. And I'm sure first day when we did a program in my university, we just could not control. A lot of people were speaking because they did not know how to mute their mic. They did not know how to disable their videos. But now, you see, whenever we do any program, I am so happy to see that they are so disciplined and there's no noise at all. So I think we all are learning from these things, and it is making us more and more mature. So thank you once again. Over to you, Meeta.
Thank you, Dr. Parvez. And the Professor Arpan, the best slide I liked is the last one. It's a fear and ego. Yeah. Even I had a fear when I thought of conducting this program from SES. So I had a fear whether whether I'll be able to do it successfully. Some technical issues would be there. Of course, there were some technical issues, and we had some problems also. But still, we could do it successfully. I can say that. And ego is very important. Like you feel you may fail. In suppose I fail in conducting this program efficiently. So what will happen to my image? So once again, I boosted up, after seeing your presentation, and especially the last slide. That never fear about the failures. If you fear about the failures, you will never be able to do anything in the life. So thank you very much. So, like, for the formal vote of thanks, I'll say that on behalf of Chunilal Gandhi Vidya Bhavan of Sarvajanik Education Society, heartfelt thanks to Manlibnet, and specifically the President of Manlibnet, Dr. Shri Kumar, and General Secretary, Dr. Akhtar Parvez. They always supported me or encouraged me for doing any activities, and they've always given me a free hand to take any decisions. So thank you very much to Manlibnet, office bearers of the Manlibnet, EC members of Manlibnet for accepting the request and to organize this LDP in collaboration with SES. Looking forward to many more such collaboration in future. Thank you very much to Chairman Sir Shri Kamlesh Bhai Yagnik. Again, I'm very lucky that at Manlibnet also I have a leader who always supports me and encourages me. And here in SES also I have a leader who always supports me and encourages me to come out with the new ideas and do different activities. So thank you very much, sir, for all the support and encouragement during the entire process of this preparation. And thank you very much for your kind presence during the technical sessions. It really boosts our morale, that our sir is there with us, And thank you very much to all the eminent speakers for the excellent presentations, right from Mr. Jai Bhatt to Maria and now today Professor Arpan Yagnik. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Sonal Bansal, for designing the very beautiful brochure. Thank you very much to the technical team of SES, especially Hemakshi Modi, Banti Patel, Parvez Mansoori, and Tejas, for providing technical help in this live streaming of the sessions. Special thanks to Hemakshi Modi for efficient email communications, And kindly accept my apologies for any technical inconvenience occurred during this program. So with this, I think we should announce the end of this program. What do you say, Dr. Shri Kumar?
Yes. We are coming to the closure of the program. We are ever thankful to Dr. Kamlesh Yagnik Saab for giving us this wonderful support. Dr. Meeta Rathod for wonderfully coordinating the entire program, and Dr. Akhtar Parvez for all supports, and we are actually guiding each other. So for your guidance and mentorship, and to Dr. Arpan Yagnik for the wonderful lecture, highly enlightening, highly inspiring, so motivational, so very good. And to the other two speakers yesterday as well as day for yesterday, they were all wonderful speakers, Dr. Maria as well as Mr. Jay Bhatt. Thank you so much.
And yeah, I would like to add one more line over here. Like when I attended Professor Arpan Yagnik's workshop, it was arranged for some small focus group people. So that time only I got so impressed that I thought we should have it in Manlibnet LDP. But then when I discussed with him that we'll have a larger audience, so how it will be possible. But the way the participants also behaved, and the way they approached it, it's wonderful. I'm really thankful to the participants, the way they responded. So I think with this, we announce the end of this Manlibnet-Ses LDP. See you again in the future. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.